Okay, I've just been working all day. I had a Zoom meeting with a client and I got client work done. It is 4 something, and normally I would just forego my workout today because I have a lot of work to do before I have to go to Maggie's show. But it's peak week, and I want to feel at the end of this week like I hit every single workout I was supposed to hit. Because then the reward is 2 weeks of tapering and the race. So I want to hit all my miles this week. So 4 miles, we can do it. I'm feeling a little burnt out of the same route every day. So I might just go rogue and like run through the West Village. I don't know. I don't know if I could do the West Side Highway again. Let's do it. I do not understand people who run after work. That was miserable. I ended a mile early because I'm like, fuck this. I'm so bloated. Which I wouldn't have even noticed if I didn't go on a run. It's just like, ugh. I don't know how people do that. You don't know the difference. I don't like saying, woo! You at night. Woo! I'm glad that I'm dead and gone.
You're a rock star now.
Maggie, will you say hi to my vlog before you get famous?
My vlog. Don't forget about us. I've been so many. Hi, I'll never forget you. See you at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah! Bye. Good morning. I'm having an oat-based RX bar. So tired. Another day of not getting out early enough and taking my beta-alanine way too late. Need a water bottle of some sort. Here we go. All right. Got some water. Need half a Noon tablet. Some beta-alanine, and then I will be hyped and ready to go. We have a cleaning person coming shortly, so I have to be home soon, but I'm so excited. We do that like once every few months, and it is the best feeling ever. And Ethan literally spilled coffee all over the floor this morning. We obviously cleaned it up, but like it was just nice to know that someone's gonna come scrub. Let's drink this and hopefully get out of here.
So I was scared about that. I don't want anyone angry.
Okay, it's been the longest day. I'm so tired. I can't even. My food's here. I can't even believe that I thought I was gonna get a strength workout in. I think I low-key knew that that was never happening. I just ordered food. I need to chill tonight. My body is just so done. I made a decision. I was supposed to go upstate. Well, I was supposed to go upstate this past Sunday. Didn't end up going because it was pouring rain and we didn't want to drive in that. We were gonna meet with my florist at the venue to kind of see the exact wedding weekend a year out, like what the landscaping and the blooms and the colors and the foliage looked like so we could kind of like work with it. So I was encouraged to go next weekend so I could do that. But I texted my planner and I was like, I know that I'm gonna regret this, but like, is there any way that I could just not and we just get pictures and like I'll go upstate to meet with the florist some other time? I'm just like, with marathon training, I have not had a minute and I really think I need a Sunday. Like I'm genuinely worried I'm gonna get sick. Anyway, she sent me the nicest message back. Like, that's why it's so great having a planner. They know more than you and they're like a little therapist, because they're just as invested as making the event happen, but not as emotionally invested where they can kind of like see. Food's here. You feel me though, you feel me. All right, I'm gonna eat dinner. I ate dinner. Ethan is still at the gym at 7 o'clock. And I have more work to do, but anytime I have to work late, I kind of just set the vibe. Like, I do not mind working late as long as my nervous system is calm, and all of this kind of helps me get there, where it's like, okay, the work day's over. We're just doing some like late night chill edits. It's all about your mindset, right? Hello, good morning. It is after 8. I really have to go, but peak week is so hard to get out of the apartment. It's not like I'm doing that much this week. Like, Ethan's fully on an 8-mile run today. He was on one Monday. Like, that's exhausting. But I think just when it's totally new, it kind of all compounds, right? And like, I did a 20-mile run for the first time Saturday. I'm not just gonna like recover in 2 days. Like, I'm exhausted. I gotta get my strength in today. And then the rest of the day is pretty chill. I've been working my ass off for 2 days, like around the clock. And I still obviously have work today. I can't get away with not working, but I have a haircut during the day and therapy. So before work, I'm doing those 2 things. So I deserve a little bit of a self-care moment, but before I can get to that, I gotta get my strength workout in. My coach said that if I get 2 in 1 week, I can just do 1 strength the next. So I'm probably only getting in 1 strength this week, but you guys were less than 3 weeks out. And I really should have left like 20 minutes ago because I hate rushing back for therapy, but gotta drink my beverage. I think I need a tripod. Happy Saturday. I was kind of on and off with vlogging this week because I was so stressed with work. But we have a casual 21.5 miles today. So I figured we'd continue the vlog. I'm no longer scared. Why is that like just a usual thing that I do? Like just a typical Saturday. I said I used to get really like scared and nervous. Now I'm just like the long runs like this. And now I'm just like, it's just another day. As long as I fuel properly, it's all fine. I've had runs where I don't fuel the right way because I listen to you.
What?
Like, oh, just rely on your body's energy and shit like that. Like, no. Oh.
Hi,
Oh, so nice.
Hi. This is Jen. This is my fiance. We call her fiance Beyonce.
So today's an interesting day because this is the first day ever probably in my life, even the day I did a half marathon, that I'm running more than Ethan on a long run. On my half marathon in Brooklyn, Ethan spent so much time running to the race and from the race that he ended up running 14 miles. I'll never forget it. Wait, I don't think I told the story. We're sitting right here. I just showered. We were going to meet my family for brunch. I was so happy. I beat 2 hours. He was such a good sport. He like called me during the race. He ran with me during the race. So supportive. And then I'm on the phone with my parents like while they're on the way to meet us at brunch. And I'm just looking at Strava, you know, refreshing. I wanted to see my time. I see Jen, 13 point whatever, under 2 hours. And then I see Ethan Zerlip, 14 miles. And I looked at him, made a conversation with my parents. I said, are you kidding me? My dad's like, what? I'm like, Ethan ran 14 miles today. My dad was like, no, he didn't. Ethan was like, you weren't supposed to see that. Anyway, we do this thing where we binge like running content before a run just to kind of get inspired, because usually we watch like those fall ambiances on the screen, but that's a little too relaxing. So now there's all the Chicago Marathon content coming out. We'll have to make our own New York City Marathon one. You just film me at the expo and stuff.
Okay.
2.5 miles in, I'm taking a minute because I'm getting my period tomorrow or the next day. My cramps in my stomach are feeling like shit. Also, I've been listening to a podcast this whole time, and I think music really gets you more in the zone. So maybe I should just pivot. All right, we gotta go back in it. Woo. Okay, 3 miles in, and I just stopped at the Staten Island ferry to go to the bathroom, if you know what I mean. And now I feel so much better. So let's go on this run. 5 miles. My head just isn't in it. I need to like change my mentality. I'm not gonna feel amazing today. I'm in my luteal phase, but it's the last one. I gotta just like turn this around. 9 miles, feeling good. Whew, thank God. Halfway. I've considered quitting so many times that I can't. I'm walking at mile 14, which I never do. I'm just so checked out. One of my AirPods died. I just called Ethan. He's obviously pushing me to keep going, but I'm like, I just can't. But I have to. I know it's part of training. I'm just like, oh my God, it's 1 o'clock. I just want to eat lunch. Like, my fucking toe hurts. I don't even know. I just want to go. But I have to keep going. And the longer I sit here and walk and complain, I'm just prolonging this run like an idiot. 16 miles. We're okay. I just gotta finish the Central Park loop and then run home. That's it. My fucking headphones died. We're almost at 18. I'm gonna play music on my phone. 1 more mile. I did it. That was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Scared to stop moving. I think my legs are gonna like cramp all the way up. I should probably just go home. I was gonna go into the gym and stretch because that's where I landed. But I think I need to just get home.
I cannot believe I'm standing here right now, having completed 21 and a half miles, because I literally called Ethan at 13 miles saying I wanted to stop. I just kept reminding myself that this moment here when I get to shower was gonna come. But this is one of like 2 runs where my legs feel probably how they're gonna feel on race day, where I'm like, am I gonna be sore for a month? Like, they're cramping right now like crazy. I don't suggest 21 miles in your luteal phase, I don't. Trying to stretch a little bit, but I just want to shower. That was quite the journey between pooping, feeling fat, like there was just a lot up here, my headphones dying. But our longest run of training is officially complete. Holy shit. I don't know, I didn't expect to cry just now. I didn't even cry when I stopped. That's crazy. I've just worked so hard, and I can officially say that no matter how hard, like Colorado was even harder, no matter how hard a run has gotten for me, I have finished every fucking one. Even if I had to stop and walk and stop my watch. I stopped my watch and I made sure to physically run the full mileage of every run I've ever done. Marathon training will test you to your limit, and I've gotten really lucky that most of my long runs have been like cruising, feeling great, don't even have this feeling in my legs, but I'm sure this is how more so I'm gonna feel on race day. Still sub 10-minute average pace. It was 9:58 average pace. It was between 9:30 and 10:30 the whole time. And I'm hoping for sub 9:30 on race day, so I need to figure out, I was like trying to figure out, did I do anything wrong? I think I could have hydrated way more yesterday. And then overall, I just think like I'm in my luteal phase. I did a 20-mile run the other day. Like, oh my God, it's time to taper. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm gonna shower. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm getting stretched. I'm gonna do recovery. Then we can start the taper. Okay.
Right there.
Ethan made a yummy meal, and he brought me home flowers. Good morning. I will recap yesterday shortly, but we are going to get croissant and coffee, and I'm so happy it's Recovery Sunday. We made it.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, let's go. I feel like a new woman. I'm gonna go get stretched by Bruce. He's the best. If you come here, use Bruce. But I wore a size 7.5.
So you're
Yeah. Good morning. Of course I like already lost this tripod to my new camera. I don't know where it is, but let's have coffee together while we kind of recap the final run. I'm like gonna cry again, but I just got really intensely emotional when I got home. I am in my luteal phase, so that could also be part of the emotion. Essentially, I think I was so stressed with work that whole week that I wasn't as focused on like hydration and whatnot. So on Friday, the day before the long run, I didn't even know where I was running until Saturday morning. Like, our friend came over, we were just hanging out, cooking, and like, I don't know, I feel like I had one, electrolyte tablet and a big water, but that was kind of it. I was being really casual about it, I would say. Like, I had a Bobo's bar in the morning and I had a banana. And I think that's fine for a normal long run, but for 21 miles, that's like essentially a marathon. And I think I learned that I definitely need more food on race day. And I need to be hydrating a lot more the day before. But I also think that because I did my first 20-miler a week before, that it's possible I was just fatigued and that my luteal phase played a big role in this. But basically, like, my first 5 miles, I was already feeling like mainly luteal phase things. Like, I was like, I feel like a fat cow. I just don't feel well. Stopped at a bathroom, pooped in that bathroom. Ended up getting a text actually later that day from a guy who follows me on Instagram because he DM'd me and was like, not a text, he DM'd me and was like, hey, this is super weird, but I think I saw you in the Staten Island ferry terminal. And I was like, I didn't say this, but like, I fully went there to poop. So anyway, I pooped there. My stomach was just feeling weird. And then I felt great after, as you saw. Ran through Brooklyn, got back to Manhattan Central Park, was on mile 13, to which I felt like, oh my God, I'm only on mile 13. I called my fiance and I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, it's fucking 1:30. I was like cursing. I was mad. I was like, I started walking and I was like, it is 1:30. I still have to run another like a million freaking miles. Like, how am I already feeling this is at mile 13? Like, my legs just started to feel like they were already cramping up a little. I don't know. And he was like, shake it off, get some Gatorade. Like, this is part of training. And that's why I called him, because I knew that he would never let me just stop. And I think I needed that. So I, after that, just reminded myself, even though I threw my little tantrum, I reminded myself that like everyone does this. Like, everyone hits their long runs. You don't just stop because it gets hard. Like, that's something Ethan said. He was like, it's part of training. So he was like, shake it off, get a Gatorade, whatever. So I like took more electrolytes, I took a goo, and I was like, all right, bitch, you're gonna do this. So like, we need to change our perspective. So I said to myself, I think it got really hard because the end of it is Central Park where it's really hilly. So I'm like, only on mile 13, I still have to do the whole park and then run home. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. So I said to myself, instead of thinking you have 9 miles left, I said, just one loop. Just get through the one loop in Central Park. So from miles 13 to 17, I'm literally repeating myself like, just one loop, just one loop. Probably at mile like 14, one of my headphones died, my AirPods. And I lost my shocks and I have no idea where they are, but those last forever and they're amazing. And you can hear outside, but also the music. So I've been looking everywhere for those. I'm pretty sure they are gone and I need to buy another pair before the marathon. I will link them below if I don't remind me, because those are like my everything. But one of my AirPods died. So I'm like, I think that might have been when I threw my fit. That might have been why I called Ethan. I don't know. But then or shortly after, one of my AirPods died. But I'm like, all right, ignore it. You still have the other one, right? Like, I'm still hear my music blasting. It's fine. Mile 17 comes around. I'm like, I don't know, almost halfway or over halfway done with this loop of Central Park. It's like 6 miles. But at this point, I'm already seeing the end of the loop. And I already know that, like, once I'm done with this loop, to get back home, like the rest of my run is like the last 3 miles, it's all downhill and flat. So that was like what I kept saying, was like, just get through the loop and then you get to run home. Downhill and flat. And the other AirPod died and I was like, all right, I think I said to you guys, like, I'm gonna play music on my phone. So I didn't. And it actually ended up being my favorite part of the run. I think I might have been like overstimulated and it was actually really nice, surprisingly, to run without any music. Because at this point, I was going downhill and flat. And I don't know, I was just focused on my breath and it just wasn't, I don't know what it was. It was just like not an issue. Like, I didn't need music. And it was really meditative and really fucking hard. But something about doing that, like getting through the hardest part without music, just kind of calmed me down a little. It was also a beautiful day outside. And so yeah, miles 19 to 21, like, were my run home. And I just kept saying, just make it to mile 20. Just make it to mile 21. Like, it's kind of, I understand now why people say run the mile that you're in, because it's like, don't think about how many miles you have left. Just get to the next one. And so I did, and I didn't think about my pace, and I let myself, you know, go slow, but I also wanted it to be fucking done. So I picked it up a little bit, but I also knew my legs were already cramping. I was like, the reason people can't walk after a marathon is because they push their pace at that distance. So I was like, I don't want to do that now because I want to be able to walk over the next few days. But yeah, I finished it and I took an e-bike home for like the next 5 minutes because I was like, I'm done. I need to get home. I got home and I cried because I realized that I have finished every single run that I never wanted to finish. My Colorado run was the hardest one. I think it was the 15 miler I vlogged, also my other hardest, harder than the 21 because those, my body like shut down and I was like literally 11:30, 12-minute pace, like limping through miles just to hit the mileage. This one, I was at least able to run, even though my legs were cramping and whatnot. Like, I was able to run. I think this one was more mental. Those other two were brutal because they were physical and I was not fueled properly. This one was more mental. I think I was just so overtraining. It was just like, I'm done. But we did it. And now we're tapering, which to my surprise, you know, the week kind of looks the same. My week looks the same, it's just the long run is shorter, but like I'll take it. Next week is barely doing anything and I can't wait. But like the fact that next week is race week, like I get butterflies in my stomach. My start time, I just found out, is 10:55. So if you're in wave, I think that's 3 or 4. It's the second to last wave, unfortunately. But it would be fine if I got to sleep in, but I still have to take a 5:45 bus. So I'm gonna bring a portable phone charger, make TikToks at the, you know, while I'm sitting there for a while, hang out with Ethan. I gotta buy sweatpants to throw away. I gotta buy new headphones. I have a lot to do. So stay tuned for the next few weeks because the next 3 vlogs that I film are gonna be the weekend before the marathon, my final, you know, weekend prep. That'll be like part 1 prepping for the marathon. Part 2 prepping for the marathon will be the week of and the expo. And then part 3 will be marathon race day. So we got a 3-parter coming up, all race day, prep, race day, all of it, like week of race day vlogs coming your way. So if you're still here, thank you for listening. If you are training for a marathon or have run a marathon ever or this year, comment it down below because I'm just so curious. I know most of this is aspirational, but if any of you guys can relate and are running one, training for one, maybe you're running the New York City one, definitely comment down below. And I love you. Mwah. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome to the community.